Hello, my snacks. Welcome back. My name is Jack. If you plan on having some tea today, don't you worry about setting up that kettle, because today's stories are going to make your blood boil enough that you can enjoy that tea by just drinking some lukewarm water. I hope you're excited. Ooh, let's begin. Over to a ticking time bomb and true off my chest. My best friend's mistress doesn't know that he is actually broke, but my wife's reaction to the whole thing really bummed me out. So I'm a 41 male, my best friend Jack, 41 as well, since kindergarten, cheated on his wife Anna, who's 39 female, with a girl half his age, Max, 25 female. Anna is one of the best human beings I've ever met. She is very beautiful, kind, and caring. She is very successful too. When Jack met her, he was so in love that he wrote an ironclad prenup just to be with her. In other words, Jack has nothing to his name. He met Max on a work trip, and it was then that he cheated on Anna. The affair lasted for 2 months until Max made an ultimatum to leave his wife for her. Jack refused and tried to end the affair, so Max told Anna everything. This broke Anna beyond repair, and she told Jack that she couldn't forgive him. They're in the process of divorcing now, and Jack lives in a small studio apartment near his work. After Jack lost hope to reconcile with Anna, he started seeing Max again. Now they're officially dating. Aww, healthy! So my wife Pat, female 32, knows all these details. She is a more forgiving and understanding person than I am, and I love that about her. She is way more tolerant because I am Team Anna, and there's nothing Jack can say to make me change my opinion. But now everything is settled. My wife said that she wanted to invite Jack and his new girlfriend to our place. I was very reluctant at first, but my wife insisted that my friendship with Jack is important. We are basically brothers, and we should accept people we love, even with their flaws. It made sense, and I trust my wife to always make sense. The dinner was awkward. I couldn't see past these two cheaters, Jack pretending to be happy, and Max overexcited over the fact she won this prize named Jack. I understood then that things won't be the same, but my wife was right. I love Jack, and that's the most important thing now. Max talked about her upbringing and the hard life she had growing up. She talked about her future with Jack and all the fun they would have. That's when it dawned on me that she didn't know that they couldn't do half of what she is dreaming of with Jack's salary. It dawned on me why she chose him and why she was so willing to hurt an innocent woman that way. She had learned to know the Jack who lived in fancy hotels and drove a fancy car. When I asked her about their living arrangements, Max said that Jack temporarily is living in a studio apartment until the divorce is settled. Max talked about what she would do to their place, renovation and redecorating. This is the apartment that Anna bought for her family with her hard-earned money. The one she decorated with her husband from scratch to make it their home. God, I remember how happy and full of dreams she was when she found her dream home. To hear Max sitting there talking about how she would use money she never earned to redecorate a home she wasn't entitled to, making fun of another woman's taste and style. It brought tears to my eyes. Yes, men can get emotional too. It was clear Jack has not told Max the truth. So when they left, Pat and I started discussing our dear friends. I was very surprised when Pat angrily told me that I was cruel and callous for not wanting to enlighten Max about her new situation. Suddenly, my wife thought that Max had a tough life and she deserved to have a good life now. Well, I was taken aback by my wife's logic. I told my wife that I will not tell Max anything, but that if she wanted them to be my guest. But now I don't understand my wife, and I'm turned off by her morals. Anna was a great friend to my wife, but my wife doesn't seem to give a rat's butt about her. My wife then got very angry and accused me of caring too much about Anna. So that's when I ended the discussion, because I realized that this was going below the belt. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange switcheroo this Pat has here. First, fully supporting Jack and Max because, oh, they're in love, and clearly they're happy together. We should support that. But then, what? Jack isn't a soupy wealthy man anymore? Well, we gotta tell Max. She's gotta get out of there. Who cares if they're happy together? No, she won't get money. But apparently the OP made a few comments which has caused others to see such opinions from a different light. Okay, after reading all this and your replies, I kinda get it. Your wife had a hard life and likely sees a lot of herself in Max. That is something you can talk to her about. She isn't mad Max, and she probably shouldn't compare herself to someone who just broke up a marriage, but also, Max and Jack are really slimy people. Not sure why you and your wife would want to remain good friends with them. It might be time to drift apart from Jack. Regardless, this doesn't stop people from still getting their theories out there. Pitying OP because neither his best friend or his wife are who he thought they were. Jack's an a-hole, Max is an idiot, and his now wife is behaving in a way that doesn't align with his morals. Like, why is the wife making her favor the cheater over the cheated on? Yeah, that's the whole thing with these stories, though. The part of your brain accustomed to foreshadowing and narrative economy will connect whatever dots are available, regardless of whether the dots are actually connected. Yeah, I would not be surprised if OP's wife is cheating or cheated on him. I kind of wonder if her and Jack made a mistake at least once. Usually women get angry at the other woman and take the wife's side. Yeah, that was the vibe I got too. Opie's wife wants the known cheater around and is speaking a lot of forgiveness language. I don't know, it just weirds me out because it's 100% at odds with how you think this would go down. Either way, I have to agree with people saying that Max an a-hole regardless. Like, I don't care if you're a naive young girl being fooled into a relationship with a man who doesn't have anything he actually advertises saying he has. Woman, you were sleeping with a known married man, and when he didn't pick you, you destroyed an entire relationship. I mean, it's good that Anna was able to get out of there thanks to you in a way, but still, you're the one who enabled and encouraged this man to cheat. Honestly, she deserves to be fooled by him because she clearly fell for him in the first place. But what do we think, though? Do we reckon there's some spicy history that Pat isn't sharing? Or is it possibly just a woman who, with a history of being forgiving and understanding, is just trying to do her best to keep the peace with everything and clearly really appreciates that long-term established relationship you have with others around you? Over to another story that's example of nihilism taking over you. My girlfriend freaking cheated on me for the dumbest reason. I can't believe it. My girlfriend cheated on me, but for that reason? Like, let me start off. In high school, there was this girl that had a crush on me and eventually asked me out. She couldn't believe it after I agreed because she always mentions that I am out of her league. I would always tell her that it's not important and that I love her, or else why would I agree to go on a date, right? Well, the date went great and we stayed together until she was 22 and I was 23. We both have decent paying jobs and we are living in a house and we were planning to marry, etc. The thing I didn't like though was that she still always mentioned that I was out of her league. I told her I wasn't comfortable with that and I asked her why she would always mention it. She said that she was scared I would cheat on her. So let me describe my life. No female friends, just 5 best friends since my childhood. I don't go partying, and if I would go, I would never go without my girlfriend. I usually go 2 to 3 times a week without her with my buddies, mostly go to the gym. She does go partying without me, but I don't really mind because I have trust in her and I am not this kind of jealous partner. She would always come back at around 3 a.m., but I would like to be sleeping because I have work at 5 a.m. I am pretty active on Instagram and would always post pics of me with my buddies or my girlfriend or just pictures of me in the holidays. I would have many people in my DMs, but I would always ignore them, tell them I have a girlfriend, or just block them. Now, one day, I was at the gym with my friends, and one of them invited me to his house because we were very tired. He asked me to stay for the night, and I agreed. I immediately told my girlfriend and sent her my location. She just read it, and everything went on normal. So the other day, she came home later than usual, around 4:30 a.m. I was awake because I had to go to work. After I saw her, I just asked why she came so late, and she answered with, "I have just forgotten the time." I didn't think much about it and went to work. Later that day, I got a message from her saying that we have to talk. I just said that I have to work and I am coming later. Later that day, I came home and she was sitting on the couch crying. I thought someone died and I went to comfort her. I asked her what's wrong and she told me that the day she came late, she had slept with her ex. I just looked at her and asked, why? She said that she is insecure because I am out of her league and that she is pretty sure that I have cheated too, at least once. I just continued looking at her and I said that I needed a moment and I ran out of the house. I didn't know what to do, so I just went outside and drove with my car away. I am not an emotional person, so I didn't really cry, but I was just thinking the whole time, she freaking cheated on me. After I came back home, I saw her just acting like everything is normal, and she tried to give me a kiss, but I refused. I don't know what to do right now. I told her that I am staying at my friend's for a few days. What should I do? My man, you should dump her. Her insecurities are not your problem at this point. After all this years, she finally made her predictions true because I don't know about leagues, but for sure you deserve better. Yes, that's right. This lady used the old, well, I cheated because you must be cheating excuse. But hey, congrats on, literally being what she said you were this entire time, because she definitely doesn't deserve anyone. This definitely seems to be a case, as this comment says, someone who's paranoid about cheating because she is likely the cheater herself and is always thinking about it and fixating on it and assuming everyone else is doing it too because it's how they operate after all. No, it's not because this person definitely has some issues they need to work out. No, it's because it's just the norm. And as long as they keep thinking that, they don't have to seek therapy about it. Hot money-saving tip, guys. Save money going to therapy by not acknowledging your mental health. Now over to this two-parter scenario from just a few days ago. I feel like my mom loves her gross husband more than me. If you haven't read my other post, I'm 16 female, my mom and dad got divorced 11 years ago, and it kind of ruined my life. I will just give a warning with this story. There are tales of sexual assault, so if that is a bit sensitive for you, feel free to skip ahead to the other stories. My mom started dating my stepdad only a few months after I suspected she was cheating, and he was horrible. His kids weren't so bad, but one of his daughters hated me. When I was 12, he assaulted me only a year before I got assaulted by my middle school teacher. When I told my mom, she said, "Grow up, Fiona. It just means he likes you." I locked myself in my room and cried for hours until my dad finally picked me up and took me to his house, where I told him immediately. It took a while, but he got full custody. But I still had to visit. My mom would pretend it never happened, but her husband would always touch me weird, so I would always stay away. Once his eldest son, Alex, fake name, 18 then, found out, he called the cops, and since my mom had security in all rooms of the house, they had plenty evidence to arrest him. Good on you, Mom. Definitely not intentionally, but regardless, looking out for your kid's safety. He went to prison, he's still there, and I could finally live freely at my mom's, but I think she resents me and Alex for it. She would give me dirty looks and talk about me in horrible ways. She even vented about how terrible I was. Once I was 14, my mom didn't have visitation rights anymore, so I could live freely with my dad and stepmom. So this post is more just the establishment of the circumstances this OP is tragically living in. But just want to say, props to the oldest son of this scumbag for not being afraid to send his dad to jail. Good on you, man. And good on you, OP, for feeling comfortable enough to kind of share this with us. Because a few days later, just 12 hours ago, the OP gives us a beautiful, satisfying update to this mother's circumstances, because it seems the rest of her family has caught on with the online virality of this post. I didn't expect so much support and recognition from a small Reddit post, but a lot has happened since I made my post yesterday. So my mum was scrolling through Reddit, she uses it a lot, when she saw my post. Apparently, I'm not good at keeping privacy, because after reading the whole thing and the comments, she found out it was about herself and started calling my dad, my stepmom, me, and my dad's wife's kids. She started saying I was despicable for, and I quote, "speaking of her dear mother like that," even though she allowed her husband to abuse me. My stepmom called her disgusting, and before she could berate her, she hung up. While I'm writing this, she's blowing up my phone, and she even found my Discord and is yelling at my friends in voice chats. Not gonna lie, I find it hard to believe an adult mother would know how to navigate around Discord to do so, but hey, look, some Gen X's and millennials are tech savvy, so. Anyways, let's get the important bit. She showed up at my house demanding to see me while screaming, "You can't take my daughter away from me! She's my baby!" She kept screaming until my dad threatened to call the cops. That's when she fled. Her husband's kids are telling me what she's doing in her house, and apparently she's super angry and keeps calling Alex to yell at him for ruining her life, and she's purposely trying to stress out his pregnant wife. So yeah, thank you all for your support. I'll update you when something important happens. Oh, please do. Yeah, your mom is more toxic than nuclear waste. Kudos to Alex for ruining her life, and to your dad for being a real parent. So yeah, very satisfying. Hopefully the OP updates us with some more interesting meltdowns coming from this mother. I'll have my popcorn ready. Over to an interesting confession. My old tenant called me drunk and told me about her conversations with my husband. Our last tenant was really lovely. I saved her dog once. She would often clean our house. Sometimes my husband and her would chat while she toked in the backyard and he puttered around. It's been a couple months since she left because she had a baby and her partner and her decided to move to the house he owned in a different province. We missed her a lot, but we're happy for her because we knew it was for the best. Anyways, She messaged me today asking if we could video chat, so I agreed. She was obviously intoxicated and kept repeatedly telling me that she loved and missed me and our dog. I said we missed her too, and my husband misses their chats while he was working in the backyard. So then the truth comes out. Well, I figured the two talked about her work, her life, his backyard projects. Nope, they talked about me. Specifically, he talked about me. Apparently, he would go on for hours about how beautiful, kind, funny, and talented I am to hear. This guy, I had to pull teeth to get compliments out of him for literal years, and he's buddying up with our tenant and talking nice things about me behind my back. The audacity. She was hella drunk, so why would she lie? But I can't really believe it. She made me promise not to tell him she told me, because it was their secret. But damn, I know he loves me, but he's not one to put words to his feelings. He's an actions guy. So I'm a little flabbergasted and unsure how to feel. I'm kind of jealous she got all that out of him, and I rarely can get two nice things strung together. But at least I know the guy loves me. Anyways, we got a new tenant now. This lady has a cat and keeps doing our yard work for us. Our old tenant feels weird now. There's a new one in the unit, kind of like somebody is living in her house. Being a landlady is a weird experience. Yeah, fooled you into thinking there was something gross going on, but nope, plot twist, it's actually wholesome. Over to another interesting scenario. I can see where they're coming from, but still, it's rather contentious. My friend took me to the emergency room, and I don't think I can forgive them. I'm a 25 female, uninsured, and have been struggling financially since COVID and the resulting inflation. Life has been a lot lately. My 2 full-time jobs are just enough for me to get by. I was off for the holiday, and my close friends all got together for barbecue and drinks with plans to stay over. Now, considering I had a late shift the next day, I decided to finally party a little and enjoy myself. We started at 10 a.m., so safe to say I was highly intoxicated into the dark hours of the night. I don't remember much. Just feeling very tired and asking my friend to take me to bed so I could sleep in that night. Instead, I wake up in the hospital. Apparently, since 12:30 a.m. was early to end the party, a concerned friend decided to have her sober boyfriend drive me to the hospital. So with all the vitamins and IV fluids, plus the overnight stay, my resulting hospital bill is $4,500. This was sent today and I can't console myself. The visit wasn't necessary and I went to bed early to sleep off whatever would result the next day or before I would overconsume to a blackout. I hate that I was too heavy of a sleeper to wake up and say something. I don't know what to do. I have a 60-day deadline, but I don't know how I'll be able to make it. I hate them. I hate that the hospital allowed it with a 0.19 content. I wish someone would have asked. I'm stressed and angry, and I don't want to see any of them again. So OP was partying since 10 a.m. and drinking all the way to midnight, deciding about then to go ask their friend to help take them to bed since they wanted to sleep, but instead that friend thought they were way too intoxicated and something was wrong, so they got them to the hospital. Now, I understand in America it's horrifying to be in the hospital because of such experiences where you get $4,500 just for staying overnight, but many in the comments are hesitant to be completely on the OP side here. Wait a second, they took you to the hospital because you were unresponsive. That's a pretty decent sign that there could be an issue. Had you vomited, you may have died choking. For all your friends knew, you could have been experiencing alcohol poisoning, and yet you blame them for being scared and making the decision to be safe instead of sorry. Yeah, you did not sleep through getting loaded into a car and admitted to a freaking ED. You were blackout drunk, and they were right to fear for your life. This should have been a wake-up call for you. Yeah, your friend saved your life. What a piece of schmidt. As others say, like, they don't just keep you overnight in the hospital and admit you in unless something is going on. I mean, you can't really excuse yourself being a heavy sleeper when you're being loaded into a car, taken to a hospital, sitting in the emergency room while they do a triage of vitals and all that stuff of talking to you, etc. However, for the sake of helping out the OP, it turns out that there are payment plans the OP can always go through. Yes, it sucks you were hit with such a hefty amount to pay, but it's not like there aren't any options for you to pay this off in time. But what do you think? In a country where being sent to the hospital is like being thrown into a student debt, do you think the friends were a bit too reactionary to have been throwing the OP into the hospital, or do you think they were very justified? Would you rather have friends who do this than friends who just be like, she'll be right, mate, yeah, we'll just let her sleep it off? With that all said, let's end today's video here. Thank you for watching as always. Really appreciate you for sticking around. I'm now going to scull down some water because my throat hurts, and until next time, you be good, love your face, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.